Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to this week's live. I'm not going to jump into this straight away because it is just me and I have no one to ramble to start with. But I am excited to talk to you all today. I suppose before we do get started, before we do get into the information, I am just going to attack the elephant in the room. Yes, I have got a moustache. Yes, it is November. Yes, that means I am doing Movember. So I hope you enjoy it. And you might have seen my post this morning, but I'm doing Movember this year to raise awareness around men's health and men's mental health. Anyway, that's a separate, probably wellbeing chat, but separate conversation in general. As I am talking to myself, please say hello so I know people are here and have joined me, and throughout the session I will try to keep asking questions and get people to engage with the post or the live, just so I can answer any of the questions you might have about this program, and have about kind of what's involved, I guess. But do say hi. I'm hoping I can see these. So if you are with us right now, just give me a little wave or a hi in the comments, and that will just give me an indication that I'm not talking to myself, because that'd be really nice. I'm just making sure that I can see him. We're 5 people online apparently. That's good. So if you can say hello, please do. There you go. Someone is. Yes, I can see comments. Hi, Antonia. So I won't mumble any longer. It's a couple of minutes in. So today's session isn't really a session. Hey, Julia. It's more of an opportunity to showcase one of Employees Health's services, and something which a lot of companies might be looking to implement for next year's wellbeing strategy. It's quite a advanced program, and it helps individuals improve their overall well-being. But I've written down like a list of questions to kind of go through, which I thought might be really helpful, or a good way to clear up the kind of whys, what's, the hows of this program. To start with, as you could probably tell by the title, the program is called the Optimal Wellbeing and Performance Program. Why did I create it? So if you've ever met me and had a chance to talk to me, you'll know that my background is within physical health, sports science. I've been a personal trainer now for 9 years nearly, helping people improve their overall well-being, become healthier, become fitter, and create healthy habits. And then I started my business, Employees Health. Well, actually, it wasn't called Employees Health originally. It was called Future You 4 years ago in January. And going through that, I suppose I was probably trying to build a business to help companies and help other people supply services. And actually, 2 years ago, a business mentor said to me, why don't you try to really implement a lot of the personal training skills you have into a service, and over a certain amount of time to really kind of guide people through certain change and to become healthier and happier. And so that started the process of building this program, because we know that once you're leading a healthier lifestyle with good habits, good actions and behaviors, our performance increases, our mindsets improve, and that just improves like our overall lifestyle and health, well-being, performance, all that kind of stuff. So that's kind of the origination of this program and how it come to be. But trying to put together this program and understand actually what it is that people really need support on and understanding on, and then also making it applicable and actionable for people to implement into workplace was obviously a challenge. So it took 12 months of kind of putting together the program, creating the workbook, creating a journal to go along with, all these kind of extra little bits, and then beginning to implement that, create the workshops, create the education, making sure the action plans fitted in to people's lifestyles, and they could be done. Just took a while, but ultimately what it is a 12-week program for for teams, companies, groups of people to be a part of, to help them improve their health, their fitness, their well-being, the behaviors and habits they have in their lifestyle, and the mindsets they have, and look at life in their everyday lifestyle or day-to-day life. Over that 12 weeks, we get the opportunity to take people through different sections of well-being, and it's kind of a journey to get to an endpoint where hopefully throughout that journey people have implemented different actions and habits to see what works for them. But let me know if anybody wants any questions through this as well. So I'm kind of running through these different questions and trying to explain like what it is, what's involved at the moment, and what it actually ultimately is. And I think I'm doing that relatively well. And I feel like I'm just mumbling now. But yeah, it's just ultimately what it is a 12-week program helps people implement healthier lifestyles through learning about them, learning about what different areas of well-being are, which I'll go through those different workshops in a minute. You'll run through actions to take day to day. You'll have the opportunity to work with me one-to-one to implement some of these things and kind of go through any challenges, which ultimately improves your well-being, health, and productivity at work, right? And in day-to-day life as well. It's not just about improving your work-life balance or work life and becoming more productive for your employees. It's about actually having a better lifestyle as well. The program, yes, I tell you, the programs can start. It's more focused towards individual businesses, so they will take that program on, and we start with them rather than it being for lots of different people to jump in, because there's elements of in-person stuff we need to be done, which I will kind of get to in a minute. So, what is involved? I suppose, as I've kind of gone through a little bit of that already. The program starts with a health assessment. We will run through some of the vital, easy, holistic screenshot health checks. So that'd be height, weight, blood pressure, BMIs, body fat, circumferences. We also take a really cool Polaroid photo to see like a before and after of both postures, if you're trying to lose or gain muscle, weight, fat, whatever it is. So we can see these improvements over 12 weeks. We then will look at kind of looking at our values, goal setting, kind of what we're trying to achieve, kind of our purpose. Then we look to understand how habits work. And within that first session, we kind of look at that piece, set a couple of actions to implement over like a 2-week period, see how people get on with just the simple actions which they believe improves their health and well-being for their kind of baseline. And then over the next week, we look at habits and understand what habits and how they play a role. Then we look at the behaviors that everybody needs to have in place, which we know improves our health and well-being. Then we look at the mindsets and how just having a positive mindset or good mindset towards life, probably the best way to put it, challenges in it, the conversations we have, the outlook on stress, etc., has and plays on our both physical health and mental health. Then we look at the role of people and their connection and belonging. Then we'll look at work-life balance at the end and begin to reset goals for people to take and run with by themselves, implementing the stuff they've learned. But there's obviously a hell of a lot more in there. And I suppose the next question I've got here is, how is it delivered? And it's a combination of the two. It's delivered. The health checks have to be done in person. If a company would like, then it to be done in person, when we deliver a workshop once a week, we can do that. But we can also do the workshops online, along with the one-to-one they get. If they would like to have more one-to-ones for individuals, we can also add that as an add-on as well. One thing we did found via this year and speaking to people and then delivering it within a company is that actually it's great doing the workshops week by week, but actually being able to kind of bring those together and do like half day or 4-hour workshops or sessions to run through kind of different bits, so people aren't taking so much time out and can stay a little bit more focused to doing a group of actions at once and then learning about a different subject. So maybe looking at goal setting and behaviors, and then looking at mindsets within like week 4 or week 6, week 5, however long this program will take within this business. And then looking at week 12, looking at like an overview of the things they've learned, looking at work-life balance, looking at social interaction and connection, and then resetting goals. All that kind of stuff can be done in like 3 different groups. So there's 2 different ways of delivering it. And both will have super benefit. The nice thing about doing a weekly is you can just set simple, focused action plans. Whereas if you're doing it over a month, you create a larger action plan around the things you've learned, and try to continue that over a certain period of time. But what I wanted to do, I've got a copy here on this. I believe I can present my screen. Where are we? I wanted just to run through what the workbook looked like. So I believe this is working. There you go. So this is what the workbook looks like. This is what somebody would receive. At the moment, guys, I can't see anything from the StreamYard and from the LinkedIn comments and stuff. So just let me do this bit and then I'll come and check the questions at the end. So each individual will receive one workbook, one journal, as kind of handouts and physical things. And this is the workbook. And this is what we would run through in the beginning, okay, throughout the whole program. So we start with like our health assessment. We look at statistics, but then we will take measurements, understand blood pressure, weight, BMI, hip to weight ratio, body fat, height. We do that week 1 and week 12. We will also take our postures and before and afters via a Polaroid photo, as I said. We then also do a movement screen, but obviously this needs to be confirmed and finished off. We take a movement screen and measure both your core strength and also your mobility within your joints, your shoulders and hips. And then we get started into like the goal setting workshop. The first workshop is quite interactive. We look at understanding what our values are, what's really important to us, because once we've understood that, we can begin to set some goals. But we also then look at reflection, understanding what why we are where we are, why we feel like what creates the best version of us, then beginning to look at the future, where we want to be. This helps us understand and helps us set goals, but we also do like a work-life balance and understand where we score ourselves on a scale of 1 to 10 in different areas of our lifestyle. And we then get into the workshop. So each workshop gets a page, and then obviously on the 4-day or 4-hour sessions, and this will be adapted to that. So you won't have like action plans off of every workshop or every page. You'll have an action plan for the session. So as I said, introduction, you learn about goal setting, you go through values, you work with lifestyle reflection. We set an action plan over these 3 different areas, and something to do every single day on those. We then look at habits. And as you can see, we're beginning to you'll see this, there's a continuous theme of we always look at how we're doing every week and we can get to assess that. We also set action plans and have questions. We can make it practical. We always look into to add behaviors off of the back of each workshop. Then we look at diet and hydration. After setting habits, the one thing people need to have set in place is an understanding of their nutrition and the hydration behaviors. We then look at sleep, obviously being the foundation of kind of energy, health, happiness, motivation. We then look at activity. We also look at our posture, understanding how that can affect us, some of the important exercises, and then create another action plan off the back of that. How do we be more active? We then move into, so that's us halfway. So we looked at behaviors, we looked at setting goals. We're hopefully halfway and got some really good bits in place. We then reassess ourselves. So we take our measurements of weight, BMI, hip to weight ratio. Each person will get like a measurement tape so they can do this themselves and get used to habits of doing this kind of stuff. We'll then look at motivation. We look at kind of understanding our whys. We'll understand what kind of motivates us to achieve some of these goals and reflect. And if you've lost a bit of motivation behind the program, this hopefully resets that. Then we look at the mindset pieces. We look at resilience. We'll look at positive mindsets and optimism. We'll then look at gratitude, journaling, reflection, and how this plays a role on our health and well-being. We'll then look at mindfulness and how we can implement this into our day-to-day lives. We then look at social connection and belonging. And then our last session is, making sure I'm all correct. Then our last session is our work-life balance. And we'll begin to assess, kind of reassess work program or the program goals, how we can implement this into our lifestyle, and understanding the value of time. And then we set another big action plan for the next kind of 4 weeks and begin to time box our time. So I'm just going to go back onto here. I'm going to stop sharing just in case there's any questions. If you have any questions, please put them into the comments now, and I'll be able to answer those. So that's kind of what the outline of the program looks like. We have 12 sessions. We run through those. But alongside all of that, you will also get one-to-one session. And probably you're looking to have that session within the first 6 weeks of the program, because then you can begin to understand, okay, these are the challenges I'm having. This is what I'm coming up against. How rich can I get over this? It's a 20-minute one-to-one. So I'm going to ask questions, see if I can give any support, and hopefully set some new action plans, give them motivation, and kind of go through those challenges. You also get a email campaign running alongside that. And so throughout the 12 weeks, we've got emails being sent to you to remind you about some of the things you've learned, so you can see it in writing, which also hopefully help as a bit of an accountability, a reminder, so we don't, because it's easy to forget about some of the habits we set if they're not ingrained. So this could be a little bit of a reminder for you, helping you achieve some of the goals you're trying to set out to achieve. And then you also get a journal. And I'm a big fan of journaling. I think it's really great to help us for gratitude. So this is our journal, and this is what the daily planning looks like. You'll get the opportunity to practice gratitude, which you'll learn about, understand the role of positive affirmation, and thinking more optimistically, the role of good deeds, reflection on the day, the positives. It's just about positive thinking. But then we also get to look at how our healthy habits have been. Are we drinking enough water? Have we completed the mini habits we've set from each week, or for the habits you want to achieve throughout the program? You will also receive like a weekly overview. This helps us understand the things which have been good throughout the week, see where we sit on a happiness scale, reflect on basically a reflection on the week, and then a future planning for the week. What we're looking forward to, what habits we're going to achieve, what can I make this week, how can I make this week great, both personally and professionally. We've also then provided every week a food planner to help you plan your diet and the nutrition you're going to have. Within the journal as well, then once a month you have a monthly overview and get to ask some questions and begin to score again monthly on this work-life balance score. We also have some monthly check-ins where we get you to think about just standard lifestyle questions, hopefully help you to reflect. And that happens like weekly, right? So you'll get one of those to complete. And actually, this is here. I don't know if you can see this, but this is what you receive. It's also a desk stationary one as well. So we can put it on a desk and you can be there as a physical reminder to help you stay actionable with that as well. Okay, I'm coming back. Oh, I didn't show you any of that, did I? Sorry. Coming back to share screen. Let's do that again. All right, here we go. So I'll do this even quicker. Okay, so this is our journal. This is what the daily planner looks like. This is what your weekly overview looks like. Here is the food planner. Here is the monthly overview with the monthly questions. So you receive one of these. Each individual who participates in this receives one of these. How am I doing? If everybody's still with me, say hello. Put something in the comments if you are, just so I know I'm not talking to myself. So where am I? So that's kind of what the employees will get. That's what the program kind of looks like, and what's involved in being involved in the program. I wanted to kind of look at the benefits. I think hopefully I've explained some of the benefits throughout this for the individual, and the fact that they get to learn about how they can look after their lifestyle a bit better for their health and well-being, some of the actions they're going to gain out of this. Hopefully will be better performance, have more energy, be healthier and happier employees, and people, sorry, more importantly, then employees secondly. But then I also wanted to look at this from a benefit for a business and the employer standpoint. And some of these will combine with what I just said about the individuals being happy, having happier, healthier, and energized employees is going to benefit you both in the fact that they are going to be more productive, they're going to have more energy at work, less presenteeism, have more energy. They're also going to be better teammates. They're going to have less sickness, more productivity, be more optimistic, have better ideas, all the positive aspects of all of that. You will also get a certificate as a business to showcase that you are looking after your people. This is the one we had done for more growth accountants. As you can see, it's nice and sexy. You get one of these or a few of these to put around your business if you like. Then you also get the support to talk to me and help work with me to kind of walk you through this and help you get the most out of this program. And I don't want to tell you how to suck eggs within well-being and work and with all the benefits, but I'll give you a couple of statistics which are quite well known. The first one is Deloitte found that the cost per employee for poor mental health is £1,800 on average per employee per year. Champion Health have now just found and done research and found that presenteeism is costing a business £775 per month per employee through presenteeism, lack of productivity, through being lethargic, tired, sick, ill, all this kind of stuff, which is obviously a huge cost. And you do that by the year, and I think it worked out to be £9,000 per year per employee. So remember that when we get kind of the value of this. And so I think they're the main two ones which kind of showcase the benefits of looking after your people. For me, they're the ones which really kind of show you an ROI. The Deloitte found on the mental health piece concerned to the 1,800 number. It'd be interesting to see what Champion Health find with the ROI to that number. But the ROI to the poor mental health and the £1,800, the same study it was 5 to 1. So every £5 spent, so every £1 spent, you had a £5 return. Because as we know, more healthier, happier, more engaged, more optimistic, better working teams perform better and they work harder for their employee. So there's a benefit to that. You will also have peace of mind that your employees know how to look after themselves and have been supported through that. I'm just going to backtrack quickly, just because I forgot about this and there's nowhere else to put this. So, I mean, ultimately, there are a lot of the benefits. And I think if you're on this call, you've probably seen a lot of these benefits through the posts we've been sharing. You probably follow other wellbeing specialists who give you those as well. But one other thing which employees do also get to support them through this is a personal plan, which I'll also show you quickly. So each individual gets a personal plan, which is an online space to to work through a little bit like an online coaching platform, which kind of works with the program. Okay, this is a place where people can implement some of the input some of the information we've gone through, as you can see through the health checks. An opportunity to upload their own before and after photos if they're trying to achieve a certain goal, put their values in, understand their goals, and the values to why, etc., etc. Here as well, where I'm hovering my cursor, is a half an hour stretch session that individuals can use as like a home stretch session for postures, core strength, etc., etc. Surveys to fill out before and after. This is where we got our statistics from, which I'll explain later on. Some questions to answer before the one-to-one, so I can begin to see how I can help better or that they can do. Then they get two sessions in a gym. So this is the first one, and then the second one I actually can't press because there's something in the way and I don't want to stop sharing. And then so there's a second session, and then they get 2 home sessions, and then they get a gym session, their food planning diary. And if you look here, when you write in the calories of food, it comes up over at the side. So we've done all the calculations so people can just implement their foods maybe on here, which might be a bit easier than the journal, or maybe using MyFitnessPal, whoever works best for their lifestyle, right? Because it's all about ease. I'm just going to take you back to the gym sessions here. You'll see every warm-up has a video to it. Every session, every kind of segment of this has a video to it. So it walks you through, shows you how to do the exercises. So you're not just left in the lurch about exercises you might not know, and really helps you support you through it. Allows you to kind of feedback on how sessions felt, if you were tired on that day beforehand, and how that represented to the weight, etc., etc. So I hope that helps you understand that. Just going to stop sharing. So yeah. And so hopefully it has given you a bit of an information about the benefits to the employer. I'm going to go back, just jump back through that. I'm going to go through the benefits for the employee of doing the program, also much more than the effects for the individual. So ultimately, I hope throughout the session that, although part of the reason why we created it as group sessions and teams is to help accountability, build connection and bonding and belonging between your business. A shared goal is a goal halved to help people go through it. And one of the things we found with more growth accountants was actually that was one of the most beneficial things, is actually when they set out their goals as a group, they could work together on that group and help people. I just got a message. Just check in here quickly. Some Antonio who's on the group. Sorry, just getting distracted. And so that's one of the things they found most beneficial, was actually we could work as a group, and throughout the week they could ask how are you doing on this program. One of the things from our first program was being able to show goals so people can work together on those, and we've now added a goal setting board where people can put their most valuable goal on that board and put it out as a visual to help the team work together on achieving these goals, right? And it will talk about why they want to do that, the goal they're trying to achieve, what their action plans are for that, etc., etc. So it makes it more achievable by working not only as yourself but as a group. I hope that the idea is one of the benefits of this is that they walk away with more knowledge around the things they can do for their health and well-being, how behaviors affect them, how their mindsets affects their health and well-being. Hopefully have a bunch more healthy habits and behaviors, and have felt supported and have created goals to achieve. There's a really nice saying or statistic, I think it's a statistic from Harvard, which is really interesting because I always obviously look at Harvard as one of the best universities of all time, that even the Harvard students, I think it was like 5% of the Harvard students is actually on one of the slides, which I can't remember because my brain doesn't work like that. 5% of the students out of all the students, 5% of those set goals were the ones which went off to be more successful than the 95% of people which didn't set goals. And so we talk about that within the first session, the value of setting goals. And this is one of the things we do obviously try to do within the program, is help you set realistic, manageable, actionable goals. I hope that's given you a load of information. The last 30 minutes I've probably rambled quite a lot, gone up and down within kind of the flow of this. But I hope that's helped. If you have any kind of comments or any questions before I kind of go into some of the feedback and some of the bits we found from the More Growth Accountants, then please put in here. And I'll answer those in a second. But in regards to the feedback, so obviously we did this program with More Growth Accountants this year. And as I said, they gave us some really great feedback. And there is a QR code which I'm going to give you along with the offer at the end of this session. But some of the things they found, we found some statistics, and the statistics were, because we did the survey at the beginning and the survey at the end. Yes, I know there are only surveys and we aren't getting the full, like the best statistics we can. It's what we could do by asking questions beginning and the end. But we found that 32% of people found an improvement within their health, happiness, and energy. We found a 12% improvement within their productivity at work and their work life. And then they found a 26% improvement in their lifestyle and their awareness of how to live a healthier lifestyle, which calculated as a 25% improvement in their overall well-being. That was done from a 20-question questionnaire looking at the different elements and areas of well-being, which is, for me, a really great statistic and ability to kind of showcase that and show that this program really did help people make those changes. One of the things which I would like to do again with More Growth Accountants is actually do the same survey and see if there's any difference again, which we haven't had the opportunity to actually share, and to see if they were still using these habits. I know that they still have more growth with the relationship we have, still communicate these programs, to communicate these kind of key habits, key behaviors and key mindsets to their teams and even their clients to help them improve their work life or lifestyle. So I'm just going to show, I thought I could showcase, I just don't think it actually just works out well. But the cost of the program is the bit where everybody's very interested in, I can imagine. And that is, it matters, it depends on size of participants. But I've broken it down into different groups and different costs. So if you have a team of 10 to 18, the minimum we can have is 10, just for because the cost will be the same anywhere below 10. 10 to 18 is £600 per person. If you have a group of 8 to 36, that works out to be £485 per person. If you have a group between 36 and 54, that works out to be £590 per person. And you have a group between 54 and 72, that works out to be £345. And so it does vary if you are looking to run this within your company. So the reason why 72 is the final number, because that works out to be one whole week of individuals running through the health assessments and then the 5 sessions at the end, because we'll do them in groups of 18 per day. And then they would have 5 90-minute workshops at the end of that week, or 4 90-minute workshops at the end of that week. And that fits into 1 week. So that's the reason why we do 72. If you're looking for anything more than 72 people, we can obviously have that conversation about what that will be if we're working on a contract over the 4 quarters, or whether you're looking to do that over 12 weeks, or wherever that might be. We can begin to look and go and assess how much and the best value is for you for that. But I hope that the information I gave you earlier on about the cost per employee, cost of presenteeism, cost of poor productivity, poor mental health, poor well-being has on your business, as has scientific number behind your employee, showcases that actually this could be a really valuable service for you and for your employees to help them improve their health and well-being. And just give them the tools throughout the whole year to use as well. It's not just a workshop. As much as we provide workshops, I believe this is going above and beyond to help your people improve their lifestyles and hopefully have some habits that they will ingrain for the rest of their life and understand nutrition better, all this kind of bits over a period of time. So I hope that makes that more clear. But for today, if you've been part of this workshop, I'm giving everybody 20% off. And so if you would like to get the team involved, you can have 20% off. And what I'll do, there is this QR code. Where is it? QR code there, which probably won't work that well. So maybe try and scan that, which I'll hold here for a little while. And now, if you go onto there, you will get a sign up section, as well as testimonials from More Growth, both from the business owner as an employer and from an employee about how it affected and improved their health and well-being and what they thought of the program was. If you go on there, sign up through there, write in Wellbeing, the Wellbeing chat, then OWP, with a 20% off symbol. That will take you through, and then the conversation we have around this will give you 20% off the overall cost of this program. So I hope that helps you think about what you would like to do in the future. But I'm very aware that we've been talking, or I've been rambling on for 36 minutes. And so if you're still with me, I'm impressed. I'm going to check and see if anybody is still with me on LinkedIn. How are we doing? Where is it? It's all gone now. If you are with me, please say hello and say, if you have any questions, please do ask. People at the moment. Yeah, please do ask if you have any questions about the program. If you want to inquire, you can also message me online on LinkedIn. I will also answer on there, and we can offer that a discount there as well. But I hope that's helped clear up what we do with this program. I think it's a really great program. I'm going to be biased, right? It's my product. I spent 18 months building this. I think it's a great program for every individual to learn a little bit more about how they can look after their health and well-being. Even for the fittest, healthiest people. When I got one of the feedback and testimonials we got from this program was from somebody which perceived themselves to look after their health and well-being most very well, and thought they were physically healthy. Also focused on a range of topics, including the mind, sleep, gratitude, being present. And they found the benefit within that as well. So it's not only just for the fit and healthy, which it helps, it also helps people which maybe need just an extra little bit of extra hand, extra support to get themselves back to thriving. But thank you for joining me. Please reach out, ask me any questions if you want to know anything more about the program, and I look forward to speaking to you all. Otherwise, have a lovely week. The next Wellbeing chat is with Nick Giammatta about toxic cultures in the workplace, which will be a really great session. So please come and join us then on I think it's 29th we're doing it now. We've had to move it, but it's going to be a really great session. So thank you. Have a lovely day. Speak to you all soon. Bye-bye.